Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is April the 17th, 2024. Hopefully, this episode finds you well in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. This hump day didn't hump me too bad, if you know what I mean. It's pretty good. Let's see here. Work. It was fine. No worries. Oh, I should. Let's just go ahead and actually scurry into the food corner because I have a little bit of today and then yesterday. At work, they treated. It was a corn dog meal, corn dogs and fries. Essentially one corn dog and an order of fries. So it was good. I was prepared to be disappointed when I first heard, and plus we were on the ticket system, and I wasn't gonna scam. So okay, I was like, one ration. Okay, fine. Um, so I get it, and they ask you, and this is also a different food truck, so I kind of knew like, okay, I'll be prepared to just take what's given. Don't be weird, whatever, of course. So I get up there and it's cheese and ranch are your options. I saw a lot of people were doing both together, and I'm not that guy. I'm sure my friends, listeners who know me, were thinking, of course, he's a garbage, dump. He'll take whatever. I mean, I'm not saying that that's the worst thing I would ever have ingested, but I'm just not trying it. I don't like ranch on my fries, and if I can help it, I'm more of a blue cheese guy if I'm gonna do that. Um, but yeah, no, I just said cheese, but I think what bummed me out, what I wanted to mention, was on the thing. Like I could see above me that there was a thing of barbecue sauce and hot sauce, and I kind of knew because of how it was placed. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for the general population. It was just there to be, I guess, displayed. But I said, hey, can I get the barbecue sauce? And he's like, no, we can't do that. And I was like, okay. And I just immediately knew. I was like, I'm not trying to make a fucking wave here. There's a line, whatever. But yeah, it was good. It was good. I'm not really trying to complain. Also, they had the sea salt. Love that. I love some salty ass fries. And the corn dog was good. So overall, worth it. It was fine. Good little meal, little snacky poo. But yeah, what did I have last night? Mexican beef and rice bowl. Pretty classic Isaiah newsstand meal. So you know what, you love it. Didn't disappoint. Okay, so we're all caught up on the me stuff. Food at work, food at home. Let me go ahead and do my startup, and then we'll get into some news. Oh yeah. Ooh. Okay. Our first couple stories are weather related, so I'm gonna get my weatherman hat on, suit on, get my Al Roker on. It's gonna rain. No, from Al Jazeera. Heavy rains, lightning in Pakistan kill at least 50 people. Let's see here. At least 50 people have been killed in heavy rains and lightning across Pakistan in the past 3 days, officials said, as authorities declared a state of emergency in some regions. Farmers harvesting wheat died after being struck by lightning. Rains caused dozens of houses to collapse in the northwest and eastern Punjab province. Arfan Kathia, a spokesman for the Provincial Disaster Management Authority, said 21 people had died in Punjab, where more rains were expected this week. Khurshid Anwar, a spokesman for the Disaster Management Authority in northwestern Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province bordering Afghanistan, said 21 people died there. Torrential rains also lashed the capital, Islamabad, and killed 7 people in southern Baluchistan province. Streets flooded the northwestern city of Peshawar and Quetta, the Baluchistan capital. So, the Rafi Alam, a Pakistani environmental expert, said such heavy rainfall in April was unusual. I know they do say April showers, but I mean, definitely in this case and in the one we're about to cover in the next article, definitely just a really crazy amount. And this isn't the first time we've covered, some really intense weather that's done a lot of damage. I think it was in 22 that we covered the big flooding that happened in Pakistan, killed a lot of people. Over 1,000 people died, and oh my gosh, yeah, $30 billion worth of damage. So I mean, yeah, this is also unfortunate. It's always a shame when these kind of weather events kind of come up. And I know I always say this. I feel bad because there's some that hit, and I go, okay, I know I need to cover this. And I see the number, I'm like, okay, I definitely do. And then there's some that I don't, and it's like, well, that was still just as devastating, whether it happens here in the States or out there, internationally. They all are important if you're living and experience that, or you have someone who is. So I try to cover them when I can. I try to do my best. But then I see news tickers like kind of go sometimes, and I just see all the stories that I miss, and I'm like, man, there's just so much. I wish I could just talk about the news all the time. I'd be here literally all day. But let's talk about some more weather news. I still got the hat on. Might as well. I'm not gonna lie though. I'm taking the suit off. I'm just gonna lose it. We don't need it where we're going. For the BBC. Dubai airport chaos as UAE and Oman reel from deadly storms. Heavy rain has been battering Gulf states, causing deadly flash floods as well as disrupting flights at the world's second busiest airport. Dubai International says it's facing very challenging conditions. It advised some passengers not to turn up as areas were inundated with water. Furthermore, a man died when his car was caught in flash floods. Really sad. He was like driving and was literally just swept up in the water. In Oman, rescuers found the body of a girl in Saham, bringing the death toll in the country to 19 since Sunday. So yeah, a lot of people died. I mean, they literally got like a year's worth of rain in like a day. So just very surreal to like see a whole airport literally look like it's like out on a lake, but it's like, wait, people like land aircrafts here. You know what I mean? Like what is going on? Waters is completely flooded. I mean, obviously in the same situation as like Pakistan, at least with, the flooding, just people up to their knees almost, it seems, or at least, I don't know, calf level. There's a lot of water. Let's see here. The National Center of Meteorology announced that 254 millimeters or 9.7 inches had fallen on Khatam al-Sakla in the region of Al Ain over less than 24 hours. The country averages 140 to 200 millimeters of rainfall per year, while Dubai typically receives 97 millimeters. The monthly average for April is only about 8 millimeters. So yeah, really just busting at the seams here with just way too much water. Now, I kind of want to just hit this story because it kind of was like stuck in my craw, and I know maybe it shouldn't. I mean, these are people going through it as well. But it just felt kind of privileged, and it just kind of annoyed me. So I'm gonna kind of highlight on this. And like I said, there was other stories and stuff to talk about, but we'll hit this and then kind of dip. Kate and Andrew Golding are among several British tourists stranded at the main international airport. They have now been there for 12 hours. I'm trying to get on another flight, Andrew, 62, told BBC News. My wife, Kate, is standing in another queue, and we're trying to hedge our bets. The couple from Kent were on holiday to celebrate Kate's 60th birthday. Happy birthday, Kate. A trip, Andrew says, she will now never forget. I imagine she means that in a really negative connotation. It's been worse, I think, than anyone expected, but the system within the airport has completely fallen apart, and Emirates, which I consider to be one of the finest airlines, no staff, no information, no coordination, No professionalism, no care, no disaster planning at Emirates. It's weird. Big companies normally plan for these events. It's been total bitch, what are you talking? I'm sorry, excuse me. I know, sorry. Happy, like I said, happy birthday. I hope you had some nice cake. But it's like, what are you talking about, dude? People are dying outside. They're drowning. If you are on dry ground saying this shit to a BBC reporter, just hang tight. I hate to tell it to you because once again, you're a victim. You gotta struggle here too. You gotta deal with this national disaster bullshit. I know climate change is a motherfucker, but guess what? You decided to go on the trip. Like I'm sorry that there's no staff and you're on your own. Like they literally warned you not to come in. Like I don't know. At some point, I don't feel that bad for you when you're like talking about professionalism. I'm shining my tomatoes. Anyway, I know. Like I said, just let me off. Let me go. I gotta go. There's more here. Obviously, you can read it. There was a fire though. I want to talk about that in Copenhagen. So let's go. Excuse me. Frog in my throat or something. Whatever they say. This feels like it has fur. BBC. Historic Copenhagen Stock Exchange in Denmark goes up in flames. Denmark's historic old stock exchange building in the center of Copenhagen has been engulfed by fire. The 17th century Borsen is, I don't know why they have the O all slashed up. I don't know. That's cute. Maybe that's a thing they do. Is one of the city's oldest buildings, and onlookers gasped as its iconic dragon spire tumbled into the street below. They really talk about this dragon thing, and like it is cool. It's like 4 dragons, and they're sitting there, and they kind of look like almost like a Puff the Magic Dragon kind of dragon. I feel like they kind of look a little dopey. They look a little cool. Like they look like they wouldn't really want to burn you. They're just sitting on their gold, maybe. You know what I mean? They're on their little golden spire shit. Like, hey man, what's up? Have a good day. Enjoy your walk. Enjoy your little bike ride. Add accent here because I think they would have a cute accent, these dragons. Anyway, imagine they falled because they fell. They done felled. They didn't felled and ringed. But, this is unfortunate. It's sad. Let's see here. Should I read more? I should read more. The building, dating back to 1625, is a stone's throw from Denmark's parliament. The I'm going to kill this. Folketing, housed in the old royal palace of Christiansborg Castle. Danish media said the nearby square was being evacuated and the main entrance to Christiansborg was closed because of smoke. The old stock exchange was being renovated and had been shrouded in scaffolding and protective plastic covering. Also adding here that we don't know yet what was the cause of the fire, though I think it's kind of believed that like maybe things like the plastic covering kind of wind up becoming like an accelerant maybe. I don't know. I feel like I keep hearing that said, which makes me believe that maybe that might be a part of it. I don't know though. Obviously, though, it's really unfortunate. It's definitely going to take years to restore this. I think about half of the building is like burnt, like really badly. So it's definitely going to take some time. I don't want to say RIP. They harken this back to the Paris fire that broke out under the eaves of Notre Dame in April 15th, 2019. When it was also shrouded in scaffolding as part of extensive renovations. Investigators have blamed either a short circuit in the electrics or a worker's cigarette butt that was not properly put out. And yes, I did the accent because we're talking about French in that moment. That's good podcasting. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's more to talk about. Hopefully there's more details that come down the pipe. But definitely, important. I didn't want to let this fall through the cracks. So, another thing too, they saved a lot of art. That's cool. We love when we don't let the art burn. I haven't heard any like negative news outside of the dragons like falling. Which kind of once again kind of sounds badass. But hey, we hope they rebuild. Hopefully they claim the spire once again. But yeah, let's move on. I feel like I've been kind of dancing around. This was a story that I really wanted to hit. And then we have one more, and then we'll call it. But it's been making the rounds on the social media, and I got a hold of an actual article, and I was like, yeah, let's talk about it because This is getting my goat. From the Associated Press. Citing safety, USC makes rare cancellation of speech by valedictorian who supported Palestinians. The University of Southern California canceled a commencement speech by its 2024 valedictorian who has publicly supported Palestinians, citing security concerns, a rare decision that was praised by several pro-Israel groups and lambasted by free speech advocates and the country's largest Muslim civil rights organization. Also, if you hear me convert pro-Israel to Zionist, just know that's what I'm doing. I don't really feel like it's just easier for me, you know. It's just words, and if you don't like that, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, that's just what I'm gonna do. But yeah, let's keep reading. Andrew T. Guzman, provost and senior vice president for academic affairs for the private university in Los Angeles, said in a statement Monday that debate over the selection of valedictorian Asna Tabassum, I know I tried that one and I know I missed it, but you know, mea culpa, Tabassum, to give the May 10th commencement speech took an alarming tenor. Her speaking would have presented substantial security risks for the event, which draws 65,000 people to campus, he said. While Guzman did not specify whether there had been threats, he said that we cannot ignore the fact that similar risks have led to harassment and even violence at other campuses. AKA, we are reading the room and we don't want any of our upper people like me, Mr. Guzman. I don't want to get my ass cheeks clapped, okay? So I'm going to say, ooh, I see that people are mad at me. The Zionists are upset and they're molding in the chat. We're going to just nip this in the bud and we're going to strip the valedictorian of the thing that they are supposed to be able to do. This comes with a package of the excellence. Like, you've worked so hard. You have strived. Like, this is something that is known to everyone. Like, this is how you become a valedictorian and shit, right? And we're saying, hey, that speech that, like, supposed to really tie the whole fucking shit together, we're not going to do that, actually, because of safety. But and when we get into that, what I'm saying and what people are really alarmed with and upset about is like, well, then what's the reason? Like, cite it. Show us the evidence. Like, who's sending the threats? Like, if you're saying it's Asna, then like, where's the references? And there isn't any. At the end of the day, this is a person who seems to be a pretty radiant, like, overachieving person. And we're saying, oh, because she supports Palestinians, so because she doesn't, support a genocide, we're a little concerned. Essentially, that's what Zionists are saying. That's what they are saying. Oh, this is the thing. And they're going through her Twitter. They're saying, oh, well, she like this, she like that. She has a link in her bio or something, and like it's apparently anti-Semitic. They are trying to make this as anti-Semitic as possible, just like, we're saying, hey, Hamas is everywhere and like we got to do these things because Hamas bad, right? So we can kill whoever because Hamas bad, right? Well, this person's anti-Semitic, so she shouldn't be allowed to speak ever at all. And it's like, where has she been anti-Semitic? Just show us. And they can't. That's why they're, once again, on Twitter, just fucking yelling and screaming and looking for whatever they can, and they can't find it. But they're just screaming and screeching, and it's enough because I think people are, at least, in these campuses, they're doing the thing that I kind of said that they should have been doing back before they went to these fucking hearings and got their ass ate, is saying, oh, maybe we should just get out of the way. We should just stick our head in the sand and, like, not make any waves, because no one wants to get fired. No one wants to lose their goddamn job. And I get that. I get it. We live in a capitalist society. You got to get your fucking bread. Get your money up, not your fucking funny up. But at the end of the day, I think this is very cowardice. I think it's very cowardly. It's a fucking shame. I think just listening to her kind of just statements, and I know I should be running them. I kind of just went into full riff mode. See if I can kind of pull them up, though. I do want to read this highlighted portion. Tabassum, who is graduating with a major in biomedical engineering and a minor in resistance to genocide. So they're already like, oh shit, what have we done? Oh man, she's already about that action. Said she was blindsided by the decision in a statement provided Tuesday by the Greater Los Angeles area office of the Council on American Islamic Relations. University officials told her Monday that there were resources to take appropriate safety measures, but they were concerned about their image, she said. Anti-Muslim and anti-Palestinian voices have subjected me to a campaign of racist hatred because of my uncompromising belief in human rights for all, she said, adding that she was not aware of any specific threats against her or the university. And this is why I'm saying, it's like, look, then what are your reasonings? Like, Guzman, no one from staff is saying why you're doing this other than, like, we just think it's kind of, like, maybe scary. Like, maybe the hose might get scared. And that's a safety concern, The next thing you know, people might bang on some walls and people are going to be so scared. They're going to be scared for their lives. So, heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. Talk about the real Talk about the real victims. I heard someone say that shit once. I was hanging out with my friends, and I literally heard someone like try to make like some victim joke, and like I crawled out of my skin, and I felt so fucking bad. I felt like such a Peter ass motherfucker because I didn't fucking stand on my shit and make a fucking scene. I'm the type of motherfucker who can talk very loudly and do that just for fun. I should have done it for real, but I was just like, no, I don't want to do that, and I just literally, like I said, just like got almost butt naked in the goddamn winter. It was upsetting, but I don't know, man. That's why I felt compelled to talk about this shit. It's a shame that this is where we are going with this, where like we're saying, oh, we're just gonna like, maybe censor a little bit, maybe like cut off that free speech, just to make sure that no one gets their feelings hurt. We don't want to harsh any vibes for anybody, heaven forbid a Zionist. But yeah, okay. I mean, I know there's more I should be saying here, but let's see here. I guess we can talk about who was happy about this. The organization In Jew Hatred issued a statement Monday night praising USC's decision. Mrs. Tabassum's speech as valedictorian was anticipated to be harmful to Jewish students and even potentially agitate anti-Jewish activists. Because they'll be frenzied and then they'll just do horrible things. The organization said it's a domino effect. It's a butterfly effect. But yeah, no, I boo this. Tomatoes to this. I hate this shit, man. Let me see here. I think I want to close out on one more thing from Tabassum. As your class valedictorian, I implore my USC classmates to think outside the box, to work towards a world where cries for equality and human dignity are not manipulated to be expressions of hatred, she said. I challenge us to respond to ideological discomfort with dialogue and learning, not bigotry and censorship. And I urge us to see past our deepest fears and recognize the need to support justice for all people, including the Palestinian people. So I feel like in these statements that she's been making, she's just kind of almost like giving snippets of what she would have been saying like at the podium, and I applaud her for that. Kudos, flowers, all that shit. It's a shame that you're seeing that this is the new chapter for campuses. This is their about face. It's still spineless, but whatever. Fuck it. We have one more thing to cover. It's not good news. I wouldn't say that. Logan Paul's having a baby. That's random. But I see that in the Chiron. Thank you, people. That's where this next one's coming from. But hey, that's free news. There you go. Oh man, what is some other free news? I kind of just wanted to not cover this, but it's like, what is that? It's like Anthony Mayorkas, whatever. It's kind of like Senate shit. The impeachment stuff. I know. I'm just mentioning this out of nowhere. That whole thing got shut down. That's why I didn't even want to cover it anyway. It's a nothing burger conversation. And now I'm just throwing it in for the free, so I don't have to cover it later. So there you go. I'm not even gonna have to cite a source. I just, once again, for the free. Anyway, let's take our last break. I'm just getting possessed by the spirit of news. Forgive me. Forgive me. Let me take my last break, and then we will close it out proper. Also, excuse my neighbors. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. Ooh. Do 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 do. All right, sorry, I'm coasting. Mm. Okay. Oh, sorry for the dead air. We're back. People Magazine. Squatters at Gordon Ramsay's pub have left the building after turning it into an art cafe. So this is an update from a couple days. We really won't get into the weeds about it. Squatters occupying one of Gordon Ramsay's London pubs have vacated the property 1 week after police were made aware of their activity. The Camden Art Cafe, an autonomous cafe who had identified themselves as the occupants of the celebrity chef's York and Albany pub, shared the news on an Instagram post. We are sad to announce Camden Art Collective have left the building after being served papers yesterday. We wish those left in the building the best of luck in their endeavors. We hope to be a part of the community again soon. Watch this space. The account did not specify who was left in the building, and London's Metropolitan Police could not immediately be reached by people for comment. They go into the whole recap of what we've already talked about, how this place is more or less being squatted. I kind of said ethically squatted. It was definitely a cool vibe. People could come in, kind of like an art collective cafe space, using a space that literally Gordon Ramsay didn't even fucking want. He was just kind of left with the bag. And, but essentially, I had heard before this article that Gordon Ramsay's team or whatever had responded saying, hey, we are the owners. We want these guys out. And so they're like, okay, we're out of here. It makes sense. It was kind of pretty much snapback. And, okay, boom, bada bing, bada boom. Let's see here. I want to see if there's anything else. Yeah, no, I really am just going to say that's the Mallorca thing. I think that's what I was really stressing about. I'm like, am I really going to leave it like that? It was such a snippet. I'm like, yeah, it's just like how I brought it up before. So yeah, I'm cool with it. And this is a blog anyway. That's my cop out. This isn't real news. I'm not a real commentator. I'm just a guy. I crush trash for a living. What are you doing here? No, I love you guys. You guys are great. Let's see. I do have a Patreon. If you love me a lot, if you love me long time, you can support financially. It means a lot. Patreon.com, so there's any news. Let's see. But free ways to hit me up. Contact me. IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. On all the socials. I really appreciate when you guys hit me up. You talk that good shit on the comments. Or just whatever. Like we just start talking on a main feed somewhere. That's crazy. That's my Paris, France cafe. Okay. That's my romantic scene. That's my that you're the best. You're so cool. Thank you for mentioning this here and there. You're doing me the biggest solid. Yeah, that means a lot. Just thank you for talking and interacting with me in this way. I think that's so dope. All right. What other thing I gotta mention? The YouTube. I gotta talk about the fucking YouTube. Please subscribe. Get your friend to subscribe. Get your family to subscribe. Just do it. You don't. They don't have to even listen. Just the more the merrier. Just tell them that. I don't know. Strengthen numbers. Solidarity. Whatever. Really helps out though. Likes me help. Helps like me. Like me help. You figure that out. Yeah. Comments are great. Sharing's caring. It can be fun. But generally, I don't say this enough. But you listening is so crazy. I can never get over that. I always look at the numbers. There's not that many of you guys, and I don't care. That's fine. It means it's more than just me listening to this shit as a recap. You know what I mean? That's crazy. And let alone the data tells me so many motherfuckers don't make it here where I'm talking into the I'm about to make it a 30-minute episode. I'm fucking being bad. But just you're great. I love you. That's so awesome. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.